Hey mates! When you hear the words Pirates of the Caribbean, you might think of Jack Sparrow, cursed gold, or epic Hollywood battles, but the real Pirates of the Caribbean were far more fascinating and dangerous than anything Hollywood could dream up. Today we're diving into the true stories of the swashbucklers who ruled the seas, plundered ships, and left behind a legacy of adventure, treachery, and treasure. So, grab your popcorn and let's set sail into history. The Golden Age of Piracy lasted roughly from the 1650s to the 1730s, and the Caribbean was its beating heart. Why? Well, this region was a hotspot for trade between Europe, Africa, and the Americans. Ships loaded with gold, spices, and other riches sailed through these waters, making them prime targets for pirates. And let's not forget, this was also the time of colonial empires. Spain, England, France, and the Netherlands were all fighting for control of the Caribbean. Pirates often took advantage of this chaos, working as privateers, legal pirates hired by governments to attack enemy ships. But when the wars ended, many privateers turned to outright piracy. Life as a pirate was brutal and short, but for many, it was better than the alternatives like starving on land or serving on a harsh naval ship. Pirates operated under a strict code of conduct, splitting loot equally and electing their captains democratically. Yes, democracy on the high seas. But Don T.B. fooled these. Men and women were ruthless when it came to getting what they wanted. They'd often use fear as a weapon, flying terrifying flags like the Jolly Roger to intimidate their victims into surrendering without a fight. Now, let's meet some of the most infamous pirates of the Caribbean. First up, Blackbeard. His real name was Edward Teach, and he was the terror of the seas. His long braided beard and slow-burning fuses tucked under his hat to create a smoky, terrifying aura. Blackbeard was a master of psychological warfare. He blockaded the port of Charleston, South Carolina, and even married 14 times, though not all at once. Then there were Bonny and Mary Read, two of the most famous female pirates. Disguised as men, they fought alongside their male counterparts, and were just as fierce. Anne once told her captured lover, "If you had fought like a man, you wouldn't have to die like a dog." Ouch. But pirates weren't just about violence and treasure. They were also surprisingly organized. Pirate ships were run like floating democracies. Crews voted on major decisions, and captains only had absolute power during battles. If a captain was too harsh or unfair, the crew could mutiny and elect someone else. Get this, pirates even had a form of workers' compensation. If a pirate lost a limb in battle, they'd get extra money from the loot to make up for it. Of course, no pirate story is complete without treasure. Pirates didn't just go after gold and jewels, they also stole food, weapons, and even everyday items like soap and candles. But the legends of buried treasure? Those are mostly myths. Pirates usually spent their loot as fast as they stole it, on rum, gambling, and, well, more rum. The idea of buried treasure likely came from a few rare cases like Captain Kidd, who supposedly hid some of his plunder. But for most pirates, the real treasure was freedom, living life on their own terms, far from the rules of society. Pirates also had their own hideouts and safe havens. Places like Nassau in the Bahamas became pirate capitals, where they could rest, repair their ships, and spend their ill-gotten gains. The island of Tortuga, off the coast of Haiti, was another infamous pirate haven. These places were lawless and wild, filled with taverns, gambling dens, and markets selling stolen goods. It was a pirate's paradise until the authorities showed up. So what happened to the pirates of the Caribbean? By the early 1700s, governments had had enough. They cracked down hard, hunting pirates and hanging them as a warning to others. The Golden Age of Piracy came to an end, but the legends lived on. Stories of their daring exploits inspired books, movies, and even theme park rides. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good pirate tale? The real pirates of the Caribbean were a mix of rebels, outcasts, and opportunists. They lived hard, died young, and left behind stories that still capture our imaginations today. So, the next time you watch a pirate movie, remember the truth is even wilder than fiction. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite pirate story in the comments below. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.